Hello, this is our stress and eating habits research project for Human Services Research Methods. My name is Kayla.
I'm Tia.
Mariah.
I'm Leslie.
For our background research, we decided to find out what is stress. Stress can be defined as a non-specific response to the body to any factor that can be overwhelming or threatens to overwhelm the body's ability to maintain stability physically or psychologically. And when we look at eating habits refers to why, when, and how people eat what they eat. How are these two related? When under stress, one is more vulnerable to stress-induced emotional eating habits. Does this affect college students? Yes. So previous research shows that students who experience a high level of stress are more likely to practice a number of unhealthy behaviors, including poor eating habits. When an individual is under stress, their first instinct is to eat fast food or high calorie food items that may resort to obesity and other eating habits. The article Stress and Health Habits in College Students finds that roughly half the students stated that they ate less than usual under stress, and the other half stated that they ate more than usual. When considering gaps in previous research, each of the articles we viewed, the articles did not focus on non-traditional college students, commuter students, nor did they have a high representation in diversity. To summarize the information from the three articles cited above, college students experience stress from a variety of things, such as educational demands, poor self-care, finances, daily struggles, and all that entails. These stressors overall affects an individual's well-being and can lead to poor eating habits. In each of these articles, they all exhibit a correlation between stress and eating habits. So for our hypothesis, we hypothesize that stress affects an individual's eating habits. Our independent variable for our study is stress, and our dependent variable is eating habits.
Methods. The methods my group used to test our hypothesis, the analysis plan was to use a correlation test. A correlation test was chosen to determine if any relationship between the independent variable stress and the dependent variable eating habit exists. My group used the data collected from our research survey that was given to students in our Human Services Research Methods class to conduct this correlation test. The survey consisted of the following two questions. Question 1, during a school week, how would you rate your stress level? And question 2, during the school week, how would you describe your eating habits? Our group wants to use this correlation method to see if there is indeed an existing relationship between the variables, and if so, what kind of relationship is present. How and what effect does variable X, stress, has on variable Y, eating habits? For example, if there is a correlation, is this a positive or negative relationship? Is the dependent variable impacted greatly or of less significance by the independent variable than we originally hypothesized? To get the answers to these additional questions of our study, my research group further analyzed the variables by running the correlation test through the SPSS system.
Results. As for results, we had a total of 33 participants for all of our tables, including race, gender, and class standing. For gender, our participants consisted of 30 females, 2 males, and 1 transgender. Now, if we observe the race chart, our data shows that 22 students are Hispanic or Latinos, 7 students are African Americans, 2 students are white, and 2 students are Asian American. All of the participants are currently college students, and as for class standing, we had 3 sophomores, 18 juniors, and 12 seniors. On to histogram results, our participants were asked to describe their stress level and eating habits during the school week, and it was measured by using a Likert measurement scale of 1 through 5. For stress, the graph on the left demonstrates that the mean is 1.79 because most participants rated their stress level as a 1 to 2, implying that they are very stressed during a school week. As for eating habits, our graph on the right demonstrates that the mean is 2.48, meaning that most of our participants feel that they have unhealthy eating habits during a school week. This information collected from these graphs support our original hypothesis that there is an existing relationship between the two variables, stress and eating habits. Now demonstrated here is the correlation test, and using our sample size of 33 participants, it is revealed that the stress increases for a college student during an average school week. Results here show that there is a significantly positive correlation between our independent variable stress and our dependent variable eating habits, with our correlation coefficient equaling to 0.502, our degrees of freedom being equal to 32, and our p-value being less than 0.05. In other words, as stress during the school week increases, unhealthy eating habits will as well increase. An example can be demonstrated here on our scatter plot on the right. in which a student rates both their stress level as high and their eating habits as very unhealthy. Discussion. Our current research adds to what has already been discovered in previous studies. That is, there is a significant positive relationship between stress and eating habits. Additionally, through our literature review, we find that our hypothesis supports previous studies on what has been discovered about the topic.
The strengths with our current study is that the survey was given to a class of college students online, so students were able to answer anonymously and free of judgment. Additionally, compared to other studies, our research has a broader range of minority ethnicities represented.
One limitation of our study is the sample size. Our sample size is rather small. A sample size of 33 students cannot fully represent college students. Nonetheless, human services is a profession dominated by females. If this same survey was given to a major group dominated by males, the results can vary. This can help diversify the study in gender.
Dominguez Hills is a commuter school. We know this because only approximately 600 students live on campus compared to nearly 15,000 students enrolled at Dominguez Hills. Therefore, our study fills that gap of addressing commuter students. Our results from our testing concluded that the majority of the students that were surveyed experienced stress and an unhealthy or neutral eating habit due to the overwhelming workload of schoolwork and other obligations outside of school. At CSUDH, there are many programs throughout the school year that help promote healthy eating, such as health and wellness pop-ups, which are pop-up tents that are seen throughout the campus to give reliable resources for healthy eating choices for the school year. Also, the school has recently built a nap room that is located in the local student union building for students to have a break and to help them relax before the students continue their day refreshed. Students should advocate healthy eating within the school and rethink the type of restaurants and food choices that are spread throughout the campus, from the dining hall to vending machines. The food pantry and CalFresh should promote being healthy and serve healthier snacks to the students during their time at school. The number of surveyors we surveyed were only 33 students out of the thousands of students who currently attend CSUDH, and the population of the survey is diverse, however, with the majority of the surveyors of a Latin background. For future research, we should recommend to survey numerous individuals throughout the school with different majors, athletes, or any other extracurricular activities, and the results could have been more admissible.
And this is our references, and that concludes our presentation.